Shit. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Pow! Sensei Kwabin here. Moment with the master. Number what? 20! 20. Listen, family. At the beginning of the year, I did something interesting. At the beginning of the year, I set in place 20 power statements. This is 2025, 20 power statements, and 25 intended goals for the year. 20 power statements and 25 intended goals for the year. Yes, martial arts to mastery is within that, right? But 20, get it, 20, 25. 20 power statements, 25 goals of the year. The DNA of your greatness is in your regimen. That's where we're at today. The DNA of your greatness is in your regimen. Listen, family, we're adding to the greatness playlist. We're moving in it. We're enjoying it. We're enjoying this walk, this trek with you, and this trek toward additional greatness in our life and in our world, right? We are inviting for this moment with the master, you to walk with us back into greatness. We're adding another one to the playlist. We want greatness to be relatable and accessible. We want greatness to be relatable and accessible. How we doing on sound over there?
Instagram's not on.
That's over here. The DNA of your greatness is in your regimen. You can pull that out. The DNA of your greatness is in your regimen. That's the two themes. We have two themes under that. Underlying the DNA of your greatness is in your regimen. One is that your regimen, your practice, your regularity, the calendar. How do you stack? How do you stack movements? What's your day look like? What does the regimen look like? How does it flow? How does it unfold? And two, greatness is stacked with intention. We're talking about stacking. Greatness is stacked with intention. Those two things. This is another addition to the greatness playlist. So I have a question. If the DNA of greatness is in your regimen, and greatness is stacked with intention, that is your greatness, where is your greatness? If we ask that, Sensei Kwabin, where is your greatness? Where's your demonstrated proof of greatness? Right? Do you have challenges? Yes. Where's your greatness? Do you have physical challenges? Yes. Some things kind of creak and crack. Where's your greatness? Do you have thought challenges sometimes with clarity and vision, intent? Yes. Focus. Yes. A bit. Where's your greatness? Maybe you deal with emotional fluctuations, changes, responses. Where's your greatness? Maybe you have economic challenges and just don't always settle in on that strong economic position. Where's your greatness? We practice greatness daily. We work. We're persistent, resilient, with perseverance and the mental strength that brings us through and over those hurdles, challenges, chaos, and noise. Right? And we also use our courage and fortitude, overcoming barriers to our challenges to stepping into greatness. We practice it on a daily basis. We have to see this type of results. An industry that we want to come out of our efforts, a daily basis this greatness grind is. I was thinking about that kicker from the Super Bowl 59. It's my guy named Jake Elliott, right? Didn't he have a legendary performance? We would say great. We would say great, and no one can dispute with us. Jake Elliott had a legendary, I think he went 4 for 4, added 16 points to the total. Something struck me, in addition to the point total that he added up, in addition to his performance, in addition to his consistency, it struck me something about that gentleman. it struck me that Jake Elliott, he probably had struck up a conversation about greatness with himself before showing up on that field. And I took a little bit of a lesson from that. It had to be the case because his performance was so stellar, so legendary, so exceptional, that it had to be the case that he had determined in advance that he was going to show up with greatness onto the field. So he had to practice his greatness daily. He had to get in his dojo. He had to get in his dojo, all day. Ha, 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 kicks all day. And what do? Dominion Dojo, we practice kicks. T-ta, 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 right? We practice them. Accuracy, technique, impact, remember? Velocity, intent, impact, velocity, intent, impact. And we work this regimen. The DNA of your greatness is in your regimen, family. It's in what you do day in and day out. Are you possibly in greatness traffic? Are you not finding that your greatness car moving down the road? You know, you're sitting there like, my greatness train is moving like this. It's like heartbeat level greatness. No, but we want that kind of greatness. You understand what I'm saying? We want to get out of greatness traffic. It's going to come. Yeah, there's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be stepping stones. Right? There's going to be roadblocks and there's going to be stepping stones. And discerning between what we are encountering or how to push through it, that's a testament to our greatness. We have what we call universal greatness. What do you mean, Sensei Kwame? Well, you, me, I, they, them, us, all y'all have some measure of greatness inside of you. And I'm telling you that we're called, remember, Unlocking Your Greatness, the live we did like a few weeks back? We're called to unearth and mine the energy of our own greatness, to mine it, to step forward with that energy and to push into ways and areas and arenas that we haven't yet explored, that we haven't yet unearthed, that we haven't yet captured, that we haven't yet mastered. Where's your greatness? We're all here, we're active, and we're alive, right? We're active and we're alive. Some of us pacing the floor like, yeah, I'm active and alive, but I'm not making progress. Well, here's an invitation. Unlock your greatness. With our universal greatness, we can act as an asset of greatness. I'm an asset of my own greatness. How do you say so? Well, guess what? When I get up, when I step into the command center, the command post of how I engineer and arrange what I'm doing in life in the world, I'm an asset of my own greatness. I give myself the accolades of saying, Sensei Kwame, you can push through this and you can realize exactly what it is that you set your sights on. Vision, clarity, intent, focus, execution. Vision, clarity, intent, focus, execution. And we can even throw purpose up in there. Let's active and alive, people. Let's engage. Let's engage. Let's mine for our personal greatness. Each one of us has it. We align with others who are also on their greatness journey. That's a key part, right? If they're not on it, the people with us, come on, get on this journey with me. Can you support? Can you encourage? Can you spearhead? Can you take a delegate? Can you help out? Can we align? Can we lock arms in this greatness journey? That's how we want to maneuver around the people who we find in our circumference as we transition into this greatness of a person, into the great aura of what we have locked inside. Last week, we had a real live, y'all, didn't we? We talked about the grand premiere of what? Dynamic Dominion Dojo. Last week we talked, and we were in the grand premiere of Dynamic Dominion Dojo, and we talked about velocity, intent, and impact, didn't we? What did we talk about? We talked about making ourselves available for the assignment and how purpose aligns. Didn't we talk about that? Didn't we talk about how we, as martial artists, we stretch? Isa. We stretch. We stretch all day, we stretch, but we stretch as greatness-oriented people from our path of progress onto our plane of greatness. We stretch ourselves through our path of progress onto our planes of greatness. This is how we look out into the forward-looking future and say, there's where I'll be. Throw the fishing line. That's where I'll be. That's where I'm aiming that hook. That's where I'm aiming that hook. And a path of progress onto the planes of greatness. Okay, because you know what we did? We said we got big what? Big stage. Big vision. Ha. 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 Big version. We're clearing the land. We're clearing the land so that we can move right into the lane of what we have engineered for ourselves. So now, for Dominion Dojo, guess where we're at? We built the ground floor, foundation, solid, right? 4 corners, square, level, all that. Moving up to the second floor. We're gonna build out the second floor of 3D Dynamic Dominion Dojo. We're making a project management shift, and we're facilitating growth with new endeavors, right? And we're gonna push, I'm gonna push, we're gonna push, I'm gonna push, we're gonna push in the way of progress, out of our path of progress into the plane of greatness. Us, that's what we're doing. These are challenging times, yes, but so what? Right? Greatness starts with intention. Greatness is stacked with intention. Greatness starts with intention and greatness is stacked with intention. It goes like this. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, sometimes I want to quit. So what? Sometimes I feel alone. So what? Greatness is stacked with intention. Sometimes I lack the full cradle of my motivation. So what? Greatness is stacked with intention. Sometimes I run into potholes, chaos, tumult, noise. Greatness is stacked with intention, disruptions. It's all going to be there. How are you going to respond? Someone once said that, life is not so much about what happens to you, but it's about how you respond to it. We've heard that before, right? Greatness is stacked with intention. We dig into the reservoir of our intention to pull out greatness. We dig into the reservoir of our intention to pull out greatness. So when we have those low points, you know what it's best to do sometimes? Okay, I'm just in the low point right now. Embrace it. I'm in a low point right now. I can't really pull myself, embrace it. They're going to come. Some things may come, trip up your greatness episode. That happens. That's okay. You know what we do? We exercise one of the first elements or the first real twin cousins of success that we know from the success minefield, and that is persistence and resilience. We exercise persistence and resilience, and if we need to, let's say we fall down on this greatness, bow. Sometimes you get hit, even in martial arts, bow, wow. They got me, they got one off, all right? Respawn, okay, come back up, ha, okay, where we at? Ha, keys, get yours off, come back, respawn into greatness. Come again, redesign, redevelop, re-engineer, come again, right? Push back one, come again. Push back again, come back. Respawn into greatness, because as we learn, low points are a part of the greatness journey. They're in the cradle of greatness, just as our high points are. Low points are in the cradle of our greatness journey, just as our high points are. And what we do is we realize that we have learning opportunities. We have learning opportunities through those low points, right? We get low, but we gotta exercise that overcoming strategy, right? I'm gonna overcome. I'm gonna overcome, right? You ain't gonna get me stuck there for long. Greatness takes work. It takes work. What you gonna put in? Ain't no shortcuts in this greatness journey. What are you gonna put in? How is it going to materialize for you? It takes work, no shortcuts. There's an order of operations to this thing. We're intentional. We're intentional with our measure. We're intentional with our measure of what we're putting out and what we're observing. So listen, let me leave you with this. Let me leave you with this. There are 3 modes to greatness. There's a mind mode, which we call orientation. What's your greatness orientation? What's your stature, right? What's your substance of greatness? When you're looking at yourself, am I pulling greatness up out of me? What's your stature, your orientation, your mind element for greatness? That's number 1. If you need more information, more encouragement with that, look at that 4-part series on greatness here on Dominion Dojo. Look at that 4-part series on greatness. Okay, the mind element. Number 2 is our practice, our activity. That is when we start moving with the greatness mindset, when we start engaging, when we start pushing out, when we start activating those things that we have envisioned with vision, clarity, intent, focus. Then there's execution, right? That's the activity. That's number 2. Then, we have outcomes and results. So we have the mind, activity, and outcomes. Those are the 3 phases, the 3 modes, if you will, of greatness that we pay attention to, that we recognize. What phase are we in? Are we building the mind phase? Have we started moving in activity? And are we seeing the results? Where are we at? Which stage, which part of the program, right? Because then we can know what we have to regenerate with, what we need to invest resources back into so that we could go to the next level. Remember, we stack greatness. Greatness is stacked with intention, right? So here, let's assess what's the engine of our greatness. Say, Sensei Kwabin, you seem to have a lot of energy. What's the engine of our greatness? Where is it coming from? Where's the energy coming from? What's spawning? What's inspiring the greatness energy? Again, let's look back. We know that we have greatness triggers again, right? Not going to go over that again, but there are things that trigger us and spawn us into greatness, to move and motivate us, and they are our engine of greatness. If your engine of greatness is yet to be developed, yet to be emphasized, yet to be cultivated, then I invite you, go in your shed, go in your garage, work on that engine of greatness, tool it to the point where you have to put it in your vehicle and drive with your greatness vehicle. All right, listen, this is it. This is the DNA of your greatness, okay? We have that the DNA of it is in your regimen, and that greatness is stacked with intention. Continue to push until it helps, right? Push, persevere until something helps, right? Produce until something helps. Don't pray until something happens. Produce until something helps, until you see the change that you want to see. We're going to come back with more. This has been Sensei Kwabin, your moment with the master, with the DNA of your greatness. Remember to visit us at dominiondojo.org. You can also email me at dominiondojo@gmail.com. Come down to the dojo. We can't wait to see you. Look out for us. Listen out for us. Until next time, you already know. This is Sensei Kwabin, and I'm out of here. Us!